The UFC 322 presser just happened, guys. We had a Michael Morales press conference only, though. I don't know if any of the fighters were included. We had a Michael Morales questionnaire going on, basically. And he was wearing a pink mink. What was that? Wearing a pink mink? UFC 322, guys. I think Islam stole the show at the press conference. I think I gotta be real. Islam stole the show. I mean, we had JDM sitting there being nonchalant. I don't know if he was stoned or something or spaced out or what, but a little too nonchalant. Islam was being hilarious. Pink mink. Michael Morales was wearing a pink mink. Islam said we're going to have to go to celebrate in Dagestan for 2 to 3 years. Islam had some wisecracks, and no one else did. Prates just said he's going to get a first round knockout. Leon Edwards, he was just yapping about something. BSD didn't say shit. Benny D didn't say shit, you know, but it was a fun presser. I mean, just because Islam stole the show, I guess, he was better than everyone else with the wisecracks. I'll tell you that. But at some point, you got to be like, we had 10 Michael Morales questions. Back to back to back to back. All in Spanish, too. I'm like, hold up. I can't even understand half the questions here. You know? Did anyone realize that we had like Michael Morales questions back to back to back to back? I was like, holy fuck, man. What's going on here? Let's see. Now, I will say the face-offs were decent. We had a good face-off with Jack and Islam. Let me tell you that. They were having the stare down, and then no one blinked, no one backed off, no one looked away. And then Islam's like, what? And then they met back up in the middle again, because Jack's like, I'm not backing down. It was cool. But if we're talking about the press conference, Sean Brady didn't get asked any questions, really. He didn't chime in. If I was Sean Brady, I would have stopped all those questions for Michael Morales. I would have cut him off. I would have put an end to that shit. You know? But every fighter on stage, elite level fighter, top notch fighter, that was a cool stage. Oh yeah, so basically, let me talk about the crowd though. What's up? What's going on? Who watched the 322 presser? If not, we gotta talk about the crowd. Everybody in the crowd was booing Jack. They were booing JDM, you know? And Islam was getting cheered in New York City. And I'm like, alright, why are they booing JDM? But in the end, I realized he wasn't saying anything. He wasn't adding to the press conference. I know the crowd was booing JDM before he even sat down. But shit, at the end of the press conference, it kind of was justified because he didn't add to it. Islam had all the jokes, you know? He said 3-0 in Australia in fights against the Australian guys, you know? Let's make it 4. And he was laughing his ass off right after he made his smart wisecracks. And Jack was kind of left speechless. That was pretty interesting right there. Islam said a lot of shit. He said he's taking everyone to Dagestan to celebrate. Now, the Michael Morales questions were crazy. Every reporter was there for Michael Morales. He looked like a pink polar bear. I'm like, what the hell is this? The dude's not even that interesting on the mic. Couldn't even hear him, couldn't understand him. He was dressed as a pink polar bear. I'm like, what the fuck? And he gets asked 5 questions in a row. Like, so that took up a huge chunk of the press conference. Like, back to back to back to back to back. The Michael Morales glazing was unbearable. That's the best way to put it. Sean Brady should have chimed in. He should have intervened. He should have said some shit. Michael Morales ready to go to a P. Diddy party. What did I tell you? He looks like it. He looks like how Sean O'Malley dresses on stage. So Michael Morales was trying to be Sean O'Malley up there. Weird. All the questions he got asked too. Back to back to back to back questions. And then Sean Brady, he got asked about like the crowd reception. I think, yeah, they're definitely on Morales' side. And he's like, yeah, I'm an hour and a half away from Philly, so you guys will see tomorrow night. He said they're going to be showing out for the East Coast boy tomorrow. Philly, East Coast, let's go. That's what Morales said. Oh, yeah, and Carlos Prates was questioning Leon Edwards' heart. All right, Leon Edwards is confident against the striker, though. Even though Prates is questioning his heart. There was also a good question by that lady. She asked Michael Morales, you got Prates next to you who wants the title shot. How are you going to prove you get it? And he said he's the feistiest fighter on stage or some shit. He said, I'm a feisty Ecuadorian. And whoever looks the most impressive is going to get the next title shot. Something, something. There was a lot of high-level welterweights on this stage. Who should get the title shot? I mean, suddenly, out of nowhere. This just came out of nowhere. The welterweight division is the most stacked division in MMA right now. Out of nowhere. It's officially more stacked than lightweight, which is pretty crazy. This might be the best the division has ever looked. I mean, I don't even need to pull up the rankings. Who has a more stacked division than welterweight? I mean, the champ is Jack. Number 1 contender, Bilal. Brady should be somewhere in there. He just beat Leon Edwards. Ian Gary. Prates. Morales. Yo, I gotta pull up this division. Because welterweight just became stacked out of nowhere. This is the quickest the division just got stacked. Oh yeah, Kamaru. Oh my god. Alright, number 1 contender, Bilal. Number 2, Brady. Number 3, Shavkat. 4, Edwards. 5, Usman. 6, Gary. 7, Buckley. 8, Morales. 9, Prates. Number 1 through 9 is stacked in the welterweight division. Michael Morales doesn't even deserve to fight Sean Brady. They just like that he's Ecuadorian cheetah. Vera is on the downfall. Oh, Cheeto. Oh, okay, yeah. You're saying the UFC dislikes that Morales is Ecuadorian because Cheeto's on the downfall. Cheeto Vera. I like Cheeto Vera. I don't like this guy, though. Michael Morales. Dressing like a pink polar bear. Man, yeah. Cheeto Vera's cool, but yes. I agree. They want the Ecuadorian fans. No, I like the Ecuadorian fans. Shout out to the Ecuadorian fans. But I'm rooting for Sean Brady over Michael Morales. I like Cheeto better than Michael Morales, you know? And I like Sean Brady. I like Sean Brady in this fight. This might be my second most favorite fight on the card besides the main event. Hey, yo, good to see you again, homie. Hope you're doing well, brother. You as well. Good to hear from you. Hope you're doing well. He skinned the Pink Panther. Yeah, he's going to skin the Pink Panther. Now, Morales was towering over Sean Brady. He's a big welterweight. But Sean Brady's good at dealing with taller fighters. It's still going to be a tough one, though. It still will be. Stacked ass card. My boy Kopylov is going to win me big money. Kopylov. Alright. I'll be honest, I picked RoboCop in my predictions. But I would like to see Kopylov get a win. I think he has more potential in the division, but I think RoboCop's a bad style fight for him. The power. The only advantage I think Kopylov has is that cardio. Brady should be fighting Usman. Wow, really? Brady should be fighting Usman. I never thought of that matchup. Ian should be fighting Edwards. Yeah, Ian Gary versus Edwards would make a lot of sense. Yeah. I wanted Brady versus Gary too. That would have been a good one too. Either way you slice it, this division is stacked. Like I just read off 1 through 9. Something tells me you love rolling joints. Can you guess what that is? Well, yeah. You're right on the money. This guy's right on the money. Because, my guess is you roll joints yourself. And you know heavy eyelids when you see it. Morales should be fighting Prates. Ooh, that's a banger scrap. That's a banger scrap. The thing is, I think Prates said he doesn't want to fight Michael Morales. I don't think Prates would agree to that fight. You know? He wants to fight up, and that's a dangerous fight for Carlos Prates, if I'm being honest. Style-wise. That's a pretty dangerous fight. Your hat says raw as in raw rolling paper. That's why I guessed. Yeah, I forgot. I got the raw. Yep. That's my favorite hat. You can't even find it in stores. Yes, that's a good detector, though. You're right. You're right. It's not as blatantly obvious as like a big leaf on the hat, but yeah. If you know, you know. That's real unbiased matchmaking. And yes, I do roll with the Raws, by the way. I do. That's real unbiased matchmaking. Yeah. But even though they didn't match it like that, these are all good fights here. There's just one welterweight fight we needed, and that was Usman versus Bilal Muhammad. That was the fight. That was the fight. I just smoked a joint 30 minutes ago. Same here, brother. Now I'm about to hit the bong and drink a beer. Hit the bong like Cheech and Chong. Alright. What kind of beer? IPA? A light? A Coors? About to hit the bong and drink a beer. A Colt 45 and 2 zigzags like Afro Man? This guy's like Afro Man right now. Because they both do voodoo together. Oh, Morales and Prates? I could picture that. Prates and Morales doing voodoo together. And then Alex Pereira pops up out of nowhere. With his coach. I'm 10 out of 10 stone right now. I just hit 2 fat dabs a few minutes before I joined the stream. What a perfect time to join the stream. after 2 fat dabs. Perfect timing then. Got a pack of zigzags in the white paper Ryans. Alright, couple zigzags. I haven't watched the press conference yet. I will wait till the Mac Life posts it, because I want the camera facing the stage the whole time to see how everyone reacts to stuff. Oh, interesting. Yeah. They do have a pretty good angle. You're right. But yeah. I'm going to say about that presser. Islam stole the show for me. Islam Makhachev had the funniest lines. He was the funniest dude up there. And he got the most pop. But I'll admit, that felt like a Michael Morales questionnaire. When you watch, you'll know. Yes, but Snoozman doesn't deserve to fight for the #1 spot. He lost 3 in a row. Well, no, I think if Usman fights one more time and looks impressive, there's an argument he can get a title fight. Him versus Bilal, that would equal a title fight. Both former champs. They're both in the same spot in their career. My problem would be if Usman got a title fight just by sitting out. Yeah, I have THC diamonds right now. Hit 2 fat diamonds. Oh yeah. That's the concentrate with all that sugar on there. All kinds of sugar on there. That's no joke. That's next level. Too many non-English questions. I think we had 5 back-to-back non-English questions. They were all to Michael Morales, and then they panned it to Islam Makhachev. So after they were done speaking Spanish to Morales for 5 questions, they pan it to Islam Makhachev and ask him questions in Russian. So we had like 7 back-to-back non-English questions for a good chunk in the middle. Yeah, because on the UFC channel, the presser is split into 2 fighters fighting each other, then switches to the person asking questions. Mac Life has it facing the whole time. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Sometimes it's better to watch on the Mac Life, but sometimes I don't mind the zoom in on the fighter. I hear you. Because sometimes a lot of fighters aren't doing shit. But yeah, in a press conference like this where everyone on the stage has a name, you want to watch all their reactions. Like when Strickland sat next to Islam at the presser at 3:02. I waited for the Mac Life because I wanted to see how Islam reacted every time Sean said something. Oh, yeah, I missed that. I didn't see Islam's reaction. How was he reacting to Strickland? They make these press conferences unbearable for even the fighters. Man. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. At least Islam. You know, Islam was more entertaining than Jack on the stage. I gotta admit it. Islam had the most to say. He was saying funny shit. I really can't remember lines from anyone else. It was Islam. It was the crowd. And then Michael Morales got asked a bunch of questions. I'm way too stoned right now. Holy fuck. Hey, that's what the press conferences are for. I think they're waiting for Shavkat against Snoozman. Well, that would be the only fight that makes sense for Kamaru Usman at the moment. You're right. That's the only one. I agree. Since Usman bitched out of the Bilal fight, he bitched out. He bitched out of the Bilal fight. He's got to fight Shavkat. It's only makes sense. It's only right. Islam was having a great time, laughing the whole time, and winked at one of his buddies, while Sean said something like, "Damn, this dude's a character." Okay, yeah, he's always got that smile. He's always grinning at the press conferences and shit after he says a one-liner. He does talk trash talk sometimes, but it's truth talk. Most of the times it's truth talk. Beat Buckley and get a title shot, that's crazy. He's fighting Shavkat when he's ready. Right. That's the only way. I can't believe even Islam said, "Yeah, I want Kamaru Usman after this." Even Islam said that. I think Ali Abdelaziz might be behind that. He manages both those fighters, and he's going to try to make them fight each other, like he did with Khabib and Gaethje. Islam was the only one trash talking. He was! How is Islam the best trash talker on stage? That's what I want to know. How is Islam the best trash talker on stage? Like, he's not the most entertaining fighter on stage, but he was the most entertaining at the press conference. Benoit didn't say much. Beneil didn't say much. I liked his Jesus Lion shirt. Carlos Prates, he just said UFC wants to see the most exciting fighters fight for the title. Let's see what Edwards said. Oh yeah, Prates says he's going to be the first one to knock out Leon Edwards. You know? I actually got stoned to watch the presser. Then I saw your live, so I came here first. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Well, yeah, you're gonna laugh at Islam's parts. And you're gonna laugh when you see Michael Morales dressed as a pink polar bear. He was wearing a pink mink on stage. I was like, what the fuck is that? And then you gotta see what he does during the face-off. Did Jack expose Abdelaziz at the presser and call him a rat? No. No, Jack didn't really do any exposing. He should have. He should have. But Islam said something hilarious about Jack. He said, "I'm going to be 4-0 against Australia." You know? They were asking him about Craig Jones and stuff. And he's like, "Yeah, he really helped Volk." What's up? What's up, MMM? What's up? What's up? You know, just talking about rolling joints and the fights. The crowd wouldn't let him say jack shit. The crowd wouldn't let Jack say jack shit. You know, they were booing Jack. The crowd was booing Jack. The crowd was really enthusiastic. You got to give him that. No matter who they boo or cheer, if they're loud, that's pretty entertaining. But I feel like Jack still could have said shit. He's the one with the mic in his hand, you know? The mic is louder than the crowd, though. Yeah, I wish Jack said some more controversial shit or something. Maybe Jack was stoned up there. I don't know. He was just chilling. Hey, Mitch, what's good, my G? What up, AJ Manx? What's good? What's good? Just getting ready for, you know, this weekend's fight card. I'm hyped about it. Just watched the presser. You know, I got a lot of thoughts about this press conference. What's good? AJ Manx, greetings, homie. Hope you're doing well. We got a chat. We got chats going on in the chat. Islam saying bring the crowd to Dagestan for 2 to 3 years was good. I like that. Yeah. The whole crowd started cheering. They all agreed, basically. Islam said, we got to celebrate when I win in Dagestan for 2 to 3 years and forget. Or just for 2 to 3 years. The crowd went nuts. So, yeah, the crowd's going to be going to Dagestan with Islam after this. If he wins. And the crowd goes wild. What's up? Yeah, the crowd went wild for Islam. No one else got a louder pop than Islam. Not even Morales. So yeah, Makhachev took over New York City. What's good, Big Nate? Got a chat inside the chat. Correct. They have to learn how to butt in and not wait for a question because it's all controlled. Yeah. Interrupt. Those reporters, they're not like, they can't hold their ground. You could definitely talk all over them. Don't let those reporters out-talk you. They can't stand their ground if a fighter rebuttals back and says something. And the mic is loud enough to where you could talk over the crowd's boos, you know? And even if you're just shouting and screaming, you could be screaming shit. We'll still know you're talking. I would say the most intense, there wasn't a lot of intense moments in the press conference, but the most intense moment was Jack versus Islam's face-off. Like, no one's backing down in that fight. I can just feel it. Sometimes you could tell from the face-off, these guys are willing to die in there. I can tell no one's going to back down in this fight. Hell yeah, man. Yeah, AJ makes. I'm glad I streamed early. I haven't seen you in the early chats. I'm looking forward to that new PFL fighter who will beat Shevchenko. Which one? The new PFL fighter, the D who will beat Shevchenko. Well, I'm not. Which PFL fighter? And whoever that is, Shevchenko's got to worry about Weili Zhang first. I'm telling you. Weili Zhang is going to be a problem for Shevchenko. No doubt about it. Disney loves Michael Morales' look. His pink mink. Man, it was cool when Conor wore the white mink for his New York fight. When he strutted in the press conference like shooting the basketballs and stuff against Eddie Alvarez. But yeah, Michael Morales, since he's been caught wearing women's netting, the pink mink look isn't cool. I would stand up and walk around with the mic, with the higher tone voice. Yeah. Stand up. You can stand up out of your seat. McGregor even used to slap down on the table. There's a lot of shit you can do to stand out. And I like the UFC better than PFL. Obviously, it's bigger. I mean, not PFL. I like UFC better than BKFC, obviously, but why do the BKFC fighters, why do the bare knuckle fighters they're always down to scrap at the pressers. They're always down to talk. They're always down to bring intensity. They're always down to like have a back and forth. I have not seen that at the press conferences in the UFC in a second. The blonde. There's a blonde new PFL fighter who will beat Shevchenko. Oh, Dakota. Well, let's see. All right, Dakota Dachiva. Oh, is this the girl that Dean Thomas was saying trade for Magomed Ankalaev? Okay, yes. Now I know who you're talking about. Yes, this is the girl that Dean Thomas said, trade her for Ankalaev, bring her to the UFC, trade Ankalaev to the PFL. Okay, well, I guess the UFC's got to draft her then. That'd be smart for the UFC to draft her. Maybe Dean Thomas was right. Trade her for Ankalaev and forget. I'm going to have to watch more of her fights. Can she actually beat Shevchenko? Is she that good? If she's that good, I'm going to have to watch some footage here. Morale's a Fruit Loop. He's a Fruit Loop and a half. Yeah. He is. I mean, yeah, he's Fruit Loop like the cereal. Hey, don't talk about Valentina hot sauce like that. Wait, I know she changed her flag. Did anyone notice Valentina changed her flag? But I didn't know she changed her nickname. Is her nickname Valentina hot sauce now? I thought it was the Bullet. Dakota Dachiva, yes. Dakota had a tough time against the little Japanese girl she fought last. Valentina will grapple wrestle her. Interesting. You think Valentina Shevchenko can out-grapple Dakota? Okay. Dakota just signed another contract with the PFL. Ooh, I wonder how many fights are on that contract. Maybe UFC should draft her. Because PFL doesn't know how to promote. Well, shit, maybe the UFC doesn't even know how to promote either. It's crazy because since 2019, Leon Edwards has only been in main events except for the Nate Diaz fight. Also, his last 3-round fight was in early 2019. Right. He hasn't had a 3-round fight in forever. It's been so long. And not only that, even his Nate Diaz fight was 5 rounds. I'm picking Prates, even though Leon has a chance, because Prates can get off to a quicker start. It's hard to get off to a quick start if you're a patient 5-round fighter. I agree. I agree, John Dong. Dana loves her. Yes. Oh, Dana loves her? I could see that, yeah. Dana loves her. Maybe he'll pay the PFL to draft her. Because after this fight... Yeah, after this fight, I mean, who are Shevchenko and Weili going to fight? They might need someone new. Like Dakota. She's good on the feet, but she's not up all around great mixed martial artist. Alright, alright. Well, at least it seems like there's some intrigue. Okay. Good striker, but can get out grappled. Interesting. Okay. Dakota's still young, hasn't hit her prime yet. Valentina's towards the end of her career. So that could make it a close fight. Maybe Valentina's better, but since Dakota is still improving, and a lot has to be seen still, that can even the odds maybe. She's the next champion. Put some money on her. Her kicks are devastating. Yeah, so it seems like she's a striker. All right. Well, she should fight the winner of this fight. But no, she's trapped in her contract. Fight her contract out. And then trade her for Ankalaev and forget. Put Valentina still wins. It never goes good for people coming over from other promotions. She is real quick and scrappy on the feet, though. Scrappy on the feet. All right. All right. You never know. It will make a great card. Yeah, maybe a little into the year, once we get Paramount going, maybe they could do something. Maybe they could work something. Maybe that White House card, they should do, I don't know, UFC versus PFL. Did you guys hear not Brandon Moreno. Did you guys hear what Brandon Royval said about the White House card? He said it feels like the Hunger Games. He said he doesn't want to fight in front of a bunch of rich billionaires. Brandon Royval. In Muay Thai, in close with the knees. Alright, great kicks, great knees. Alright, alright. Well, either way, we have a great co-main event. Shevchenko, Weili. I'm looking forward to that. She creates liver damage on her opponent. Ooh, those liver shots. I don't know if yeah, it's been a minute. You got to go with those liver shots. I can't think of the last fight I seen someone knock someone out with that liver shot. Stipe versus Daniel Cormier comes to mind. The three fighters I want to win the most is Brady, JDM, and Valentina. I definitely need Brady to win. Yes. JDM. I mean, I would like if he's cool. I like JDM. And Valentina. I want Zhang to beat Valentina. I can't lie. I want Zhang to beat Valentina. JDM versus Islam. Honestly, either one who wins, it's not all that bad. Because if Islam wins, you can get a potential Topuria super fight if Topuria gets a win. You know? I still want to see Islam versus Ilya. I don't care. I want to see Topuria versus Islam Makhachev. W Islam. Mini Beans thinks Islam's getting the dub. Straight down the pipe rockets. MS loves some Dakota. Where are you from? North or South Dakota? LOL. He's saying you gotta live in Dakota to love Dakota. Watch her fights. 15-0. Alright. Well, if that's the case, I'm sure Shevchenko and Zhang are on the lookout. So, I think Zhang's got this in the co-main event. I think Shevchenko's going to put up a fight, though. What do you guys think? I don't know. Shevchenko versus Zhang's a good one. That's a hard one to pick. Just like Dariush versus BSD. Dariush BSD's a hard one to pick. Dakota is really dope on the feet for sure. Alright. Alright, Dana. Do your thing. Start drafting. Time to recruit, Dana. Because this is the only fight that's really going to put spotlight on the women's flyweight division. Shevchenko Zhang. So you might as well keep the ball rolling. Draft her soon. Because Zhang versus Shevchenko are going to need a pretty good opponent after this fight. I mean, the flyweight champion's going to have no one to fight at flyweight, really. I mean, what do people like Blanchfield? I doubt it. Wait, where's Faro in the rankings? Where is Faro? Oh yeah, Faro's ranked number 1. There's always Faro. In the meantime, Faro's pretty good. But yeah, I need Sean Brady to win on this card. Besides the main event, that's my second most exciting fight right there. People might think Sean Brady's not exciting, but wait till they see what he does to Michael Morales. DC forgot Sean Brady's name before, LOL. That's what you're supposed to do with remember the name Muhammad. Right. Just because Bilal beat Sean Brady, DC didn't remember the name. You know? They forgot about Dre, they forgot about Brady. Nowadays, everybody talks like they got something to say, but they forgot about Brady. That's crazy. Forgetting about Brady is crazy. See, Sean Brady should have double-legged him. DC's always trying to wrestle people. Sean Brady should have tried to double leg him. If the fight is close, they will give it to Carlos Prates. If the fight is close, they will give it to the Frenchman. I can definitely see Benoit Saint-Denis getting a win. Yeah, you're right. Now Edwards versus Prates. Yeah, you're naming the guys that are like, yeah, Prates has more of a career left. You're right. He's got more potential in the UFC than Leon Edwards, because Leon Edwards, he's kind of past that already. Yep. And yeah, for some reason, they want to give it to, they want those French fighters to win. Those French fighters are doing good. French fighters are on a roll right now. Dakota just got $1 million her last fight. Or 100,000. Okay. Hey, if she's making better money over there than in the UFC, than the UFC would pay her, which is likely, she might just stay there. Where's the prediction wrap? Maybe tomorrow. Wrap time. Maybe tomorrow. Might be wrap time tomorrow. It might be a wrap. What else happened in this presser we gotta see? Crowd was pumped though. Crowd's gonna be hype on the fight night. I'll tell you that. Jeez, Michael Morales had a 30-minute segment. Islam's laugh is hilarious this whole press conference. Wrapping up a fatty. Okay. Hey, everyone in this chat's rolling up right now. I got candy gelato. Sorry. I got big candy gelato. That stuff is sweet as runts. Islam Makhachev has a black eye. Islam has been training very hard. I remember when Khabib had a black eye for his Conor McGregor fight. You know? $1 million subtract $350,000 for taxes and paying all your coaches and gym, etc. Yeah, even that might be better pay than UFC. But yeah, I hear you. It's not going to be $1 million on the dot, but yeah, that's still better pay than the UFC, I think. Did you hear Dana's quote? When you give fighters money, that's it. They're done. I don't know. Conor was making good money, decent money in the UFC. He was done after Floyd. I think Dana could say that about himself. He has good money. He's checked out. I think Dana was talking about himself. Bubblegum Sherbs. That's no joke. That's no joke. Yeah, I saw that stuff actually. Let me see. Oh yeah, that's good stuff. Bubblegum Sherbs. Hell yeah. So Islam Makhachev has a black eye, but hey, when his teammate Khabib had a black eye, he beat Conor, choked him out. So we're gonna see here. Make sure I didn't miss chats. All right, cool. Dana, look in the mirror. Exactly, Dana, look in the mirror, buddy. You're the one who gets checked out once you get your money. You're the one who's checked out. And going into 2026, I think anyone who gets a finish should get a bonus. We'll get more exciting fights. Screw just giving one person the fight of the night bonus. Screw just giving one person performance of the night. Anyone who gets a finish. Anyone who gets a finish gets a bonus. Spread it. Then you're going to have way more exciting fights. And not just one person will take the whole pot. There's so many times there's really good fights and we're like, how come they didn't get it? Everyone who gets a finish in 2026 should get a bonus. Because odds are they had an exciting fight and then got that finish. We need to hand out bonuses for that. If Dana's worried about fighters getting checked out because they made big money, only pay them if they get a finish. Pay them that extra bonus. Pay them that chunk. I think that's how they should do it. Because we're going to have a lot of good fights on this card this weekend. And there's going to be like one fight of the night and one performance bonus. But there's going to be other good fights that aren't getting a piece of the pie. Good idea. Thank you. Yeah, I think it's the most sane idea. I do. There's so many times there's a banger fight and I'm like, it didn't get fight of the night, but they deserve something. They deserve to get rewarded for that bloodbath. Are you kidding me? Because, let's be honest, Shevchenko's good, but she's going to point fight all day to a decision. I guarantee Valentina would put her foot on the gas a little bit more if Dana was given finish bonuses. Money keeps the fist going. If you're young, it's don't take my whole life away attitude. Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, it can keep the fist going. Yeah. Reward the exciting fighters. And they'll keep being exciting. Like, there's a lot of fighters that fight a lot because they get decent bread. Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland's one of those guys. Let's see what else Islam said in this press conference. Islam got so many questions. Oh, this is my favorite Islam quote. I think they asked him about the Australians that he fought. Hold up. They said, Islam, this is your third time facing an Australian. What's your final message to the Australian fans back home? He said, Australia, it's a good place. I like it. And he said, now it's 3-0. I will make 4. Crowd went nuts. What's your message to the Australian fans, Islam? It's 3-0. I will make 4. See, Islam had the wisecracks. He had the funny jokes. He got the crowd going. You know, where was that from everyone else? And they win especially with the kill everyone mentality. Shemaev, rest my case. I'm Sherbin. Hey, I agree. It's a win-win with that kill mentality. Make them sign contracts that say they have to fight as long as they're healthy. If they get paid more money, NFL, NBA players keep playing and they make millions. If you pay them too much, you can't control them and create fake fights. Yeah. Maybe the FBI won't want you paying them too much. But it would help for the entertainment, and it would make the fans happy and the fighters happy. Just not the promoter. But yeah, I mean, yeah, NBA guys, NFL guys, NHL guys, NHL, everyone. They get paid better than fighters. And how many times do they compete throughout the year? Tons of times. Islam Makhachev is real. He was being a real one. Yes, he doesn't really trash talk. He truth talks. And then he has that funny ass grin every time he starts cracking up at his own jokes. He's got like that meme look. That meme laugh. Yeah, he said, Australia, it's 3-0. I'm going to make it 4. All right, Jack. I needed Jack to stand out a little bit at this presser. Like, come on. But yeah, Islam Makhachev was being the realest one on the stage. I guess all the Ecuadorian fans, you know, wanted to ask Morales a lot of questions. Does anyone know what they were asking Michael Morales? I mean, I have no idea. Like, he was getting pampered at that press conference. And then someone's like, Dana, say that Sean Brady versus Michael Morales will be for the title fight next. He's like, sure. Jack should have said something. Jack said after this weekend we'll still have 2 champions. Oh yeah, here's my other favorite Islam quote from the presser. They're saying, Islam, what do you do when you celebrate first order of business? All you guys can come to Dagestan and we'll celebrate. Crowd went nuts. He said sure, but in his head he was like, if it's Michael Morales, it is. Yeah, right. Only if it goes a certain way, that guy can get the title fight. Only if Pink Mink wins. Only if that pink polar bear over there, if he wins. We need Sean Brady to smack him around on the ground. We need Sean Brady to put him against the fence and dump him on his head. I mean, I was rewatching Morales' fights, and Neil Magny had a body lock and controlled Morales against the cage for 4 minutes. So we'll see. We will see. But wow, welterweight's so fucking stacked. It's crazy. Quite crazy how stacked welterweight is. Like, let me even compare it. What are the most stacked divisions now? If Brady wins, they'll offer him Snoozman and be like, do you want to fight a legend? Exactly. And guess what? Brady's going to accept. He's the only one who's not a bitch. He'll accept. Ian Gary would never. Ian Gary would never fight down at Michael Morales. He would never fight at 8. Okay, if welterweight's the most stacked, what's the second most stacked division? Featherweight? Featherweight? Wow, it might be featherweight. I mean, we're looking at Volkas champ, Masvar number 1, Lopez number 2, Rodriguez 3, Murphy 4. Yeah, there's an argument of 1 through 4. They're all fighting for a title shot. They're all claiming title shot. Arnold Allen's there. Aljo's there. Wow, I never thought I'd really say that, but welterweight and featherweight are the most stacked divisions right now. That's crazy. That's crazy. Because Ilya left featherweight, Max left featherweight, but it's still it's the second most stacked. I would put it above bantamweight. I like Piotr Yan, but the fact Sean O'Malley's number 2, the number 1 ranked guy is on a 1-fight win streak. Yeah, wow. Welterweight and featherweight. Those 2 divisions right now are on fire. Heavyweight is the most stacked ever. Oh, yeah. The heavyweight division's so stacked. Look, we got Aspinall. We got Francis Ngannou. We got John Jones. Cyril Gane. I wish. Now imagine if we had Ngannou in there, John Jones in there, and Pereira bumped up. Honestly, there's good heavyweights on the planet. They're just not on the UFC heavyweight roster. If I had it my way, I would make the heavyweight division great. I would have all these guys on the heavyweight roster. Aspinall, Ngannou, Jones, Gane. And I'd make Pereira bump up. Now that'd be a stacked, interesting top 5. Imagine that top 5. But instead we got Gane, Volkov, Pavlovich, Blades, and Almeida. You know? Hey man, did you see Valentina wearing those shades at the presser? Do you think there is something wrong with her eyes? She's definitely hiding something. They were not standard glasses. She could be hiding a bad weight cut. Or maybe she has a black eye like Islam Makhachev. But Islam wasn't hiding his. He had a black eye all week. So I don't know what it was. Maybe she had a migraine or some shit. I don't know. But usually if a fighter wears sunglasses, they could be covering up a black eye or a bad weight cut. Or maybe she just ripped the bong with Jack. She took a couple of rips out of the bong with Jack. She was hiding her red eyes. She didn't want him to know. The double stack division with extra bacon. Yeah, that's a good... Yep, bring back DC and Roy Nelson. She's worn glasses similar before. She might not like how she looks during weight cut. You know? She walks around probably heavier than Zhang Wei Li, I'm guessing. Zhang Wei Li got a decent pop by the crowd. Carlos Prate's got a decent pop. But wow, I didn't know Islam was such a fan favorite in New York. He won him over. But if Islam wins this fight, if either Jack or Islam win this fight, whoever, I don't know. I have a weird feeling Usman is going to get gifted a title fight. Especially if Islam wins. If Islam wins, we can't let him fight Kamaru Usman. We can't let that shit happen. She was kind of stiff and weird on stage too, to be honest. You know what? Yeah, she wasn't really... A lot of the fighters were just, yeah, animatronics up there. I hear what you're saying. They weren't comfortable, relaxed. They weren't letting words fly off the tongue, roll off the tongue. I think she's about to get slept out cold, to be honest. I'm going to be honest, in my picks, I did pick Zhang Wei Li. I think it's going to be a banger fight, but Zhang Wei Li hit so hard. She hits so hard, you get a hematoma. Slept out cold by the girl who lost twice in a row now. Twice in a row to Thug Rose, her big sister. Oh yeah, Thug Rose versus Weili. I forgot about those fights. Yeah, I forgot about those fights. But I feel like Zhang Weili really redeemed herself with some dominant wins after that. But I hear what you're saying. Anything Thug Rose is capable of, I'm sure Shevchenko's capable of. Shevchenko's got kicks. But I think Weili redeemed herself. And if we're judging off the last 3 fights or so, in recent, if that fighter shows. But yeah, styles make fights. Zhang Weili's shorter than Shevchenko. It's going to be a banger co-main event. This is the only time I'm okay with the women's co-main event. You know? I'm never satisfied with the women's co-main event, but I'll take this. I'll take this. We got 2 champs here. But yeah, Zhang Weili got to watch out for that head kick. She does. But Valentina's going to watch out for that right hand. And the strength and power. Zong sauce is the whip. That is some good stuff. Mix it with the chicken. Zong sauce. That is good stuff. I'm going to have to get some. I've had it. I can attest to it. It's the real deal. What else happened at this presser here? Wait, they ended the press conference on the dumbest question I've ever heard. I gotta hear this shit. The last question of the press conference was some weird reporter asked Dana, "Are you going to give out your pizza to all the fighters up here after the fight card?" They ended it on that question? What kind of question is that? What kind of question is that? Watching the Wings game right now. That's what's up. Let's go, Red Wings. Let's go. Let's go, Red Wings. Slap the puck in the net, bro. Slap the puck in the net. Let's see some enforcers out there. Grab him by the jersey and start punching him. I want every Red Wing tonight to be an enforcer. Pizza, that was code for Pizzagate. Damn, then we gotta hunt down the reporter. Knock him out with the pizza box. Red Wings on, thanks. The Red Wings are on, apparently. The Red Wings are on. Yeah, they are. Night game. 7 o'clock game. Pizza is a code word for the elite. This is UFC 322, Skull and Bones. Is 322 the Skull and Bones number? Might be. Bro, whoever put Leon and Brady next to each other is evil, bro. Oh yeah, you're right. Weren't they right next to each other? You're right. I have to watch this thing on the Mac Life. That's hilarious. That's really getting in Leon's head. You're right. That's really how you get in Leon's head. I love how they're on the same card. We're having a welterweight showdown. I dig it. Let's go Lightning and Panthers. I do like Tampa Bay Lightning. I went to one of their games live in attendance. They have lightning bolts that come out from the rods on the ceiling of the arena every time they score. And the Panthers, interesting. Well, Lightning's cool. They're not bad at all. I guess there's some good hockey going on tonight. Yeah, I should watch the presser in the Mac Life screen. That's hilarious. I bet Leon was pissed. Leon can't handle his losses. I'm telling you. I don't think Leon can handle those losses. Dana always looked unenthused the whole press conference. He answered everything with sure. Sure. Hey Dana, are you excited for this card? Sure. Hey Dana, who's getting the next title fight? Sure. Sure. Hey Dana, are you gay? Sure. Sure. Like, come on, dude. Leon should have said, this guy destroyed me. You ain't getting a title shot if you beat me. Yeah. Leon, he should have spoke up more. What did he say? Let's hear him. Was there any Leon quotes? Mike Bond with the dumbass question. Are you expecting a dominant performance? No, he's expecting to lose. Mike Bond. Crazy. Leon said, yeah, I think I'll dominate. You'll see Saturday. Yeah, they did not look happy, huh? Oh, yeah, Sean Brady and Leon next to each other. That's so weird. Leon said the guy hasn't beaten anyone. That's crazy. That's crazy. Leon just fought fucking bum-ass Colby not too long ago. That's crazy. I would say Jeff Neal and all them guys are more dangerous threats than Colby. Come on. Beneil Dariush. I don't know what he was doing. But yeah, Brady and Leon Edwards look pissed next to each other. Which is kind of true besides Burns, who is burnt out. Did Leon say Prates hasn't beat anybody or Brady hasn't beat anybody? Oh, he's talking about Michael Morales. He said Michael Morales didn't beat nobody. Yeah, I got to agree. I agree about Michael Morales. He didn't beat nobody. But Prates beat some guys. Brady beat some guys. People forget, man. Michael Morales beat Fugit. Wow. That guy's resume is stacked, man. What a stacked resume for Morales. Well, man. He's going to have his hands full. And they put Morales next to Carlos Prates. Interesting. Interesting. I would like to see that fight, like you said. Interesting. Even though a lot of fighters weren't yapping and going crazy up there, everyone up there was a legit fighter and a big name. We're in for a sick card. What the hell? When I look up the card, it says V-Chain UFC 322. What kind of crypto scam is that? V-Chain UFC 322. Let's just call it UFC 322. What's your favorite fight on the prelims? My favorite fight on the prelims is Malcolm Wellmaker. Wait, who's he fighting now? Hold up. Hold up. I thought he was fighting someone else. Who's Ethan Wing? Malcolm Wellmaker has a new opponent? I thought he was fighting Haddon. UFC 322 late change. Malcolm Wellmaker lands new opponent. Hours before weigh-ins? What? Well, I gotta switch my favorite prelim now. I mean, I'm a fan of Malcolm Wellmaker, but hold up. Who the fuck is Ethan Wing? He's fighting a nobody now. What the fuck? What happened to, what's his name? Cody Haddon or whatever? What happened with him? At least Michael Morales is still fighting. What the fuck happened to Cody Haddon? What happened? It doesn't even say. With the injury? What the fuck you mean an injury? Okay, Cody Haddon, he got injured, guys. One day before the fight. So let me re-answer your question. My favorite fight in the prelims isn't Malcolm Wellmaker anymore. Because he's fighting a fucking pizza delivery guy, probably. My favorite fight in the prelims is Kopylov versus Rodriguez now. Kopylov versus Rodriguez. But I was going to say Wellmaker versus Haddon at first. But definitely Kopylov versus Rodriguez. That's going to be a scrap. Haddon pulled out of 2 fights in a row. He's a coward. Jeez, this guy can't be trusted. This guy can't be trusted. That's crazy. Yeah, that was my favorite prelim fight too. Thought it was Josh. Malcolm Wellmaker's had so many different opponent switches this card. I was ready to see him fight a step up. I guess we're going to have to wait for him to start a step up. They want to make... Apparently Haddon broke his foot. Apparently. Let's see some proof. What the hell? I want to see some proof. They want to make sure Malcolm gets the W. I agree, but I think he could still get the W against Haddon. Wellmaker's a beast. From what I've seen. But why are you training the week of the fight? Shaking my head. Why are you doing hard, vigorous training the week of the fight? Exactly. The hard work should be done. You should just be staying loose and mobile. And getting your sweat on. Nothing crazy. You know, light tap sparring and whatever. Yeah, Cody, not Josh. More Disney magic. Man, I think whoever this guy is fighting Malcolm Wellmaker is... He's in for something. But hey, at least Malcolm still gets to knock someone out. But who the fuck is Ethan Wing? I'm still glad Wellmaker's on the card. They're showing me his amateur record. His team is Combat Submission Wrestling. A1 Combat Bantamweight Champion. Alright, well, hey, I'm glad Malcolm Wellmaker's still on the card. Let's see a nice right hook. It's going to come out of nowhere. He's going to do him just like he did Cameron Simon and Chris Matinho. Tell him, Mitch. I will. As long as Malcolm Wellmaker is fighting, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. I'm not going to complain. It's all good. Now, I'm interested in Susakayev and Mechanico. That should be fun. What else is good on here? Who do you guys got? Bo Nickel or Vieira? Who you guys got? I think it's going to go to decision. Just saw the news. Wellmaker by murder round 1. Yeah. Yes. I swear. He's going to be the next American champion. They're foreshadowing it now. He's from Georgia and his nickname's The Machine. That sounds awfully familiar. Wow, they're really taking it slow with Malcolm Wellmaker. 2 first-round knockouts. He's definitely going to get a third. He's going to get a third. I really hope we see RoboCop laid out for that scumbag move against Jack Hermanson. That was fucked up. Jack Hermanson was out cold. I think a walk-off knockout looks cooler than a follow-up hammer fist. Like, I saw the Francis Ngannou Overeem fight live. That might be my favorite, craziest knockout of all time. But he didn't even need to follow up with that hammer fist and punch Overeem in the face after. That would have been a sick walk-off. Same with that RoboCop. They got to learn from Mark Hunt. Mark Hunt's got to teach them. Sabatini is your new favorite prelim. Versus Shepe. Really? Now, I thought Pat Sabatini wasn't that exciting. Am I tripping? I thought when I watched his fights, he wasn't too exciting. I thought he just had a boring grappling style. Am I wrong? I guess he got a sub 2 fights ago, then Lopez beat him. I guess he gets some subs. The main card is unbelievable. Hell yeah, it is. Hell yeah. Faraz Ziam versus Nazim. Who you got? When is that? When is that fight? Yeah, king of the walk-off KOs. Mark Hunt. Character. Yeah, he was a king. He even beat Derek Lewis, didn't he? Shepe will make the fight a banger. Oh, okay, Shepe. I hope so. He's on a decent win streak, too. Alright, alright. Well, I hope he could stop the grappling and make it a banger, like you said. Let's see. Yeah, about the Faraz fight, I'll give you an answer soon when I do those 323 predictions. I have to study that fight. I'm really going to have to look into it. Ribovics versus Ludovic Klein. How could you be called RoboCop with the horrible gas tank? Maybe it's because he throws hooks like a robot. He's not like elusive. Kind of stiff fighter. Tom Nolan versus Roofy. What? Are you matchmaking right now? You know who I think Roofy should fight? Moicano. Roofy versus Moicano. What do you think about that? I think that'd be a banger, actually. Okay, is this Bo Nickel fight going to be boring or what? Does Bo Nickel even deserve to be featured prelim? Should he even be lower on the card? Oh, man. Is there any way this fight doesn't go to decision? Bo Nickel versus Vieira? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of a possible way there could be a finish in this fight. I just can't think of any way. What else are we looking at here? Oh my god, Gerald Meerschaert. We're going to have to watch him get knocked out in the prelims. Rufy said the UFC wants to book him versus Moicano. Good. That's a good fight. Rufy needs to prove he can handle a grappler. Yes. Rufy needs to prove. Atiba whoops Robocop and Kopylov. Atiba Gaudier? Are you talking about the middleweight Francis Ngannou? Are you talking about the middleweight Francis Ngannou? Yes, I would love to see him fight Robocop. And yeah, I think he would beat Kopylov. That guy's fucking scary. I don't even think he's in the rankings yet, in the top 15. That guy is a monster. I also think Joe Pyfer's going to do real good coming up. But yeah, that I don't know who hits harder. Joe Pyfer or that middleweight Francis Ngannou. Those are the two hardest hitters in middleweight right now. I think they can make middleweight exciting. But right now, no doubt, like I said earlier, welterweight is the most exciting division right now. It's the most stacked. Middleweight needs those guys to move up the rankings a little more. Pyfer versus Costa, that's fun. Yeah. They're close in the rankings. Everyone's going to pick against Bo Nickel then lose their parlay. Yeah, maybe stay away from that fight because they might give it to company man Bo Nickel. I don't think Vieira is dangerous. I just think he can edge it out against Bo Nickel. But he might be too small of a middleweight. I just don't see Bo Nickel doing much on the ground. So, I feel like Bo Nickel needs to gas him out to win. I think the only way for Bo Nickel to win is by gassing out Rodolfo Vieira. Because Bo Nickel's younger. Probably the bigger middleweight. He's got to gas him out. But yeah, I think a lot of people will pick against Bo Nickel. Is he on the favorite? Is he a favorite? I think he's a favorite though. Ain't that some? Bo Nickel odds. Let's see. Yeah, Bo Nickel's the favorite mostly. Alright, alright. People think Bo Nickel got this. Okay. Looks like he's the minus 205 favorite. Yeah, but he has been given straight cans so far. Yeah. He's been given cans. I just don't know if Bo Nickel can unleash a can of whoop ass though. Does Bo Nickel have it in him to unleash a can of whoop ass on somebody? We'll see. We'll see. I'm pumped though. I'm pumped. I'm literally going to stream from the very first fight on this card. Slava Claus versus Camilo. So, I'm starting with the Slava Claus fight. First fight of the night. I better get a workout in before this card. Because I'm going to be watching this whole card. I better get a workout in before I do a 6-7 hour stream. Maybe I'll take a break at the Angela over the hill fight. But unfortunately for the GM3 fans, I think Kyle Dawkins is going to land hands like Michaela Leshnuk did. We might get a lot of finishes on this prelim shit. On these prelims. A lot of fight of the nights, maybe. But during that Islam versus Jack face-off, I know those guys aren't getting put away early. I think this fight's at least going 3. Islam versus Jack. Angie the GOAT. Angela Hill's the GOAT. Oh, my bad, my bad. Then I better stay. I better stay and watch your fight. Angela Hill, alright. Maybe she'll put on an impressive performance and shut me up. Angie the GOAT, huh? Okay, alright, alright. Yeah, I don't know how Fatima Klein's gonna do. She might look like a GOAT against Fatima Klein. Who knows? Not Tracy Cortez. Tracy Cortez ain't the GOAT. I'm just messing. No, only 3 female fights on here. But we got the actual GOATs in the co-main event. When did Valentina switch her flag? What? Am I tripping? They're probably paying Bo Nickal's opponent to lose. The guy is old and will never get to the title shot. Yeah, I agree. He's never going to get to the title shot. I agree. I agree. FBI, get your lenses on for this one. Shit. Like they would. They're Dana White's friends. Yeah, I could definitely see Bo Nickal winning, but I'm just saying, Rodolfo Vieira versus, what's his name, Gore? His last fight? Tresean Gore? He looked better than Bo Nickal did in his last fight. I know DeRitter's better than Gore, but, you know. I think the last time Rodolfo Vieira got put away in the UFC was against Fluffy. 2nd round submission. And is Bo Nickal going to shoot takedowns? Or is he afraid that his Penn State wrestling might not work? He doesn't want to embarrass himself. Imagine if Bo takes a shot and can't get it and gets caught in something. There goes his Penn State credentials. Valentina, Fatima, and Aaron, I think. Yes, are those your picks? No, those aren't your picks. You're picking Angie the GOAT. I'm picking, as far as the women's fight in the co-main event, as far as the real GOATs, I'm picking Zhang Weili to beat Shevchenko. 5-round scrap. But, oh, you're picking Valentina, Fatima, and Aaron. Okay. You're not picking the GOAT? Slobber Claus. Wearing a Santa Claus hat all times. Really corny. He used to be a decent fighter, but, yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Those are my picks. Valentina, Aaron, and Fatima. Alright, alright. Shout out Trayshawn Gore. Friend of the channel. Is he? Alright. I didn't know. I didn't know you have a friend of the channel, Trayshawn Gore. That's cool. The top 10 MMA. The 10-7 MMA. Alright, well, shout out Trayshawn Gore. You know, he does have a good guillotine. I watched a couple of his fights. And then he ran into Marco Tullio. Into one of the most brutal fights I ever seen. That Tullio versus Trayshawn Gore fight was crazy. But you're picking Valentina. I'm guessing by decision, right? By outsmarting, using her range, her kicks against Zhang Weili. But yeah, I definitely feel like Aaron Blanchfield is going to beat Cortez. I just got this feeling. Good picks, 10 out of 7 MMA. Good picks, good picks. Yeah, that was rough. Oh yeah, that Tullio fight, that was rough. Absolutely. I hope we get some fights like that on these prelims. And that fight was a prelim fight too. I hope Susukaya versus Mechanico is a fight like that. We need some wars. I think it's going to be tough to be watching GM3 fight Dawkins. That's going to be a tough one, man. All 3 women's fights, I'm going decision. Hey, that's usually how it goes. That's usually how it is. Sadly. That's why I'm saying we should be giving out finish bonuses. Screw fight of the night and performance of the night. Hand out finish bonuses to everybody. Islam needs to go to sleep again. He's been knocked out before. Yeah, he got knocked out by, you know, kind of a nobody. He's been chinned. I don't think he has the chin that Bilal has. But he's better with other skills. He has a better head kick. He's more cerebral. He's going to use his takedowns. He's not going to try to prove he has Canelo hands, right? I bet he's even stronger than Bilal. He's got a right hook. Decent left hand. Yeah, I mean, Islam's good. Islam's good. But somehow, JDM, every time anyone gets on top of him, he gets one butterfly hook and they just fly off of him. He just kicks up, uses a butterfly hook, and flings them off of him, and he's back to his feet. So I can't wait to see what happens when Islam has Jack on the ground, smothering him from top half guard. I know Jack's going to try to push on the knees, hip out of there. He's going to try to get his knees out of there, hip out of there. Underhook, walk his way back up to the fence, right? And break the grips. Craig Jones probably going to be in the corner, right? It's going to be awesome. Fuck. But how strong is welterweight Islam? It looks like they're similar size. It looks like Jack just might be like an inch taller. It looks like Jack's an inch taller. But yeah, if anyone's getting knocked out, it could be Islam. But I know JDM likes to dip to the right a lot. So he should watch out for that head kick. You never know, it's coming. But yeah, as far as intensity, that was one of the most intense face-offs I've seen in a minute. Shout out to them. I can't wait for this fight. But I'm going to head off the stream. Thanks for everyone joining the stream. Hit like and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. And tomorrow's the weigh-ins. I'll probably be streaming for that shit, but bro, the fight's going to be here in like it's like 2 minutes away. This fight card's going to be here before we know it. The first prelim's going to be on before we know it. Man, so many questions on this card. Remember, this is the Ultimate Following contest, not Ultimate Fighter. True, but wouldn't have O'Malley have beat Merab? But yeah. Brother, I'm looking forward to Bo Nickel getting another loss. That's why he's okay as a featured prelim. That's why I'll take it. I would love to watch him humiliate himself just for shits and giggles, just to have a laugh. But I can definitely see him edging out a decision. I would not bet on that one. This is a tough one. You know what I mean? But shit. I'm hoping RoboCop and Kopylov set the tone of this card from this fight onwards. We're going to get some brutality in that fight. I hope that sets the tone for the rest of the fight. I hope if Malcolm Wellmaker gets a crazy knockout, that sets a tone for the rest of the card. You know? Slava Claus, first fight. Susukai have set the tone for the card. Let's get some scraps going. The 10-7 MMA. Thanks, brother. Thank you. Thanks for joining the chat. Merab is the actual GOAT. Yeah, when you compare him to the former bantamweight GOAT, Dominic Cruz, Merab definitely has way more names. The commentary has way more names. Or Merab has way more names. How many former champions are on his resume? It's insane. The commentary will over-exaggerate everything Islam does. Joe Rogan might. Anytime Islam moves, he's going to say Jack has a chance of getting submitted. DC might. DC can probably misconstrue the striking, you know. Yeah. That's why I'm going to try to talk over the commentators. Because, I mean, I have no bias in this shit. I know they all have a lot of bias. It's pretty evident as day, right? It's pretty obvious. Islam will not stand and bang. He won't stand and bang, but he will get into some exchanges. You know, he's not Habib, where he completely avoids the striking exchanges. He'll still get into his exchanges. He did strike with Volk for a decent portion of their first fight, right? He did strike with Volk for a little portion of their fight. But I hear you. But yeah, thanks for joining the chat, guys. Make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you guys tomorrow, or I'll catch you guys for the fight. I'll be streaming the fight.